All right, let's talk about that 4th-and-2 play first of all.
Yeah.
We're all watching it. Still plenty of time on the clock. You got 2 yards, something nice and short, something simple. Instead, they go for it to a receiver in double coverage. It was bewildering, actually.
You nailed it, Jay. I mean, you're watching that, and throughout the game, they had all these little wrinkles, none of it which really worked. They had a couple of reverses. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, you're going to go to your big body Freiermuth. You're going to make sure, if Deontay Johnson is the guy, it's going to be some sort of screen, wide receiver screen to get it. Maybe Jaylen Warren up the middle. I didn't like the way they ran the ball, so I wasn't sure they would do that for full 2. But a 50-50 go ball to double coverage to Deontay Johnson with your season on the line, again, I can't fathom making that decision. If you're going to throw it, you have to go to Pickens. He's taller. He makes those miraculous catches. He's the guy you throw that ball to. But again, on 4th-and-2, you should have something ready to rumble. That's not the play. I think it was disappointing for a lot of Steelers fans.
Yeah, this is a horrible night for Pittsburgh overall for so many reasons. And a great night for the New England Patriots. And Bill Belichick, man, it's not been great the whole season. He's taken so much criticism. We had Mike Garafolo on the show this week. He said it looks like it might be over for Billy Belichick. But does this game kind of speak to the level of the coach that he still is?
I think so. If you really dig into this team, defensively, they've been very, very good this year. And that's not mentioning they've lost Matt Judon, who's supposed to be the MVP of this defense, and their first-round pick, the DB, who's 17th or 18th overall, also is not playing. So the defense has looked great all year. I mean, we all saw the stat. They've had 4 games where they've allowed teams 10 points or less, and they're 1-3. The rest of the NFL, when doing that, is 53-0. Wow. So what's strange to me about this team is today there was another classic Bill Belichick game where they were dominating, and they let Pittsburgh back in. You just watched it on the screen. All they got to do is not make terrible decisions. Zappe throws one bad ball. He looked pretty good today, obviously. Becomes a pick. They actually were able to get no points out of that, which I thought was an awful decision. Again, not take the field goal. And then you have a punt block that wasn't even a real rush. It wasn't a design like, hey, we're twisting up the middle. Miles Kilgore just beats your guy one-on-one. So we talk about Bill Belichick, and I think to myself, he's still got it on defense.
Yep.
Offensively, they need to figure something out because, again, it was not pretty. And then what happened to this guy who was about the discipline and the fundamentals of the game? They're going to give up a punt block, which allows Pittsburgh right back in the game.
Yeah, they were right back in the game. Okay, but let me throw this scenario at you. They're obviously going to get a high draft pick. You and I have talked all year about this is a great quarterback class. They'll get one of them. You had a quarterback. You had this great defense. You think Bill's back next year as the head coach of the Patriots?
I do, and I understand that's not the narrative right now, but first and foremost, where is this guy going to go? Secondly, he's got the blueprint on the defense. We all know he doesn't like to play this crazy style football. I think Bill is sitting back here saying, I can win with this roster. Do I believe that? I'm kind of on the fence. But I think Bill Belichick does, and I also don't think that they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get rid of Bill Belichick, especially after everything he's done there? So to me, I do think he'll be back, especially if they win a few more games. Give him a little momentum going in the offseason, and like you said, they'll get a quarterback. Which one, we don't know, but there's 3, 4, 5 of them that I think will go somewhat early, and they'll find one of them.
And Robert Kraft has been so quiet. You can't even get a read on the situation. So the AFC playoff picture just bunched right up. Let's bring that board back in again. Do you have any confidence in the Steelers?
Zero.
To actually make? Yeah, they're out.
You're
need
like
to
have an honest
now.
conversation about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's talk about Pittsburgh right now.
First and foremost, Kenny Pickett is not playing for a little bit, and we all saw Mitch Trubisky. He's exactly what we thought we would see.
Yep.
Next thing I'll say is every single game they've played this year, except for one, they've been outgained. Even tonight, it's a microcosm of the season. If the defense doesn't make a miraculous play or the special teams, they have no hope. There's no effort. I mean, you're watching right now, and it's not just the offense is bad. There's frustration. There's no effort. There's no plays. We talked about the 4th-and-2. This was another 4th-and-2 that didn't work. So you have no creativity on offense. You struggle to move the ball. I mean, look, I'm losing my mind just watching this nonsense.
You can't blame Matt Canada anymore.
You can't blame Matt Canada, and you can't outgain anyone. Again, There's been one game, which was the game right after Matt Canada was fired. Since then, they've lost to Arizona and New England. You don't have your starting quarterback. TJ Watt is doing everything he can. I mean, you want to talk about toughness. He's taking knees to the face. He's been banged up. He's still making plays.
Yep.
But it's not enough. You need something on offense.
Maybe Pittsburgh will grab one of those quarterbacks, whoever might be sticking around later in the first round or early in the second round. Now, we've been talking a lot of AFC playoff, but we got to talk about Sunday night.
I mean,
oh my goodness.
Can't wait.
NFC. Going to be a lot of fun.
I'm kind of excited for it.
We have the 9-3 Cowboys, 3.5-point favorites over the 10-2 Eagles. Philly leads Dallas by 1 game in the NFC East. Cowboys have won 4 of their last 6 against the Eagles. Eagles currently the number 1 seed in the NFC. What more can I say? Like, this is an incredible matchup.
And the storylines behind it. Can the Cowboys finally beat the big team in the big moment? The Eagles just got punched in the mouth last week. How are they going to respond?
Well, this is big because, maybe it's better for them to be on the road, right? Like, they don't have to deal with their battery-throwing home fans.
Exactly. And it's indoors.
Go into Jerry World and just take care of business, maybe.
It'll be a good one.
I can't wait. And after the game, Luke's going to join me. He joins me for every show following every primetime NFL game this season.